Hey guys, welcome back to some more Magic the Gathering. So today we're gonna be playing with a deck called Get Jacked, which is a green deck that's mainly just pumping mana and getting out big creatures. It's a tons of fun, and I want to show it to you guys. So first things first, we've got Llanowar Elves. For one, you get tap, add green mana. Amazing, right? It gets you what you need, it gets extra mana, it gets you your stuff out of turn quicker. Next, we've got Druid of the Cal for 2 mana. It's the same thing as Llanowar Elves, except for it costs 2 mana and it's a 1/3 instead of a 1/1. Iliasin Karyadid, whatever. For 1 out of green, add 1 mana of any color. If you control a creature with power 4 or greater, add 2 mana of any one color instead, which is actually quite good because I control a lot of creatures that have higher power than 4. Ram through with 3. Target creature you control deals combat damage equal to its power to target creature you don't control. If the creature you control has trample, excess damage is dealt to that creature's controller instead. Very weirdly worded, but very simply, it deals its attack to whatever creature you want. If it has trample, it deals the additional damage to your opponent. And since I have quite a few creatures with trample and stuff like aggressive man, which gives other creatures trample, ram through can be quite useful. Woodland Mystic, exact same as Llanowar Elves, except for cost and extra mana. Voracious Hydra is for X a green. It's got trample. When Voracious Hydra enters battlefield with X, +1/+1 counters. When Voracious Hydra enters battlefield, choose 1, double the number of +1/+1 creatures on Voracious Hydra. Voracious Hydra fights target creature you don't control. So, this can be very good, mainly because it gets a big creature out there, but it's also incredibly versatile, right? So, for instance, it kind of gets bigger as you go along, right? Because, like, even if you just play 3 mana for it, you can still get a 2/2 out. That's usually not when you want to play it. Like, you get 4 or 5 mana into this thing. Like, if you put 4 mana into this, it becomes a 4/4. Like, obviously I'm saying in all of these instances, you double the number of mana. But you play this late game with, like, 12 mana, you can get a 24/24 or 12/12 that fights anything you want. And so even if you don't even if you really don't need a big creature, it can be incredibly useful to destroy something that says, like, I don't know, all creatures your opponents control have death touch. Or just destroy a creature with death touch so you can attack with all your creatures. Next, we've got Colossal Majesty for 3. At the beginning of your upkeep, if you control a creature with power 4 or greater, draw a card. That's amazing because, as I already said, we've got a bunch of creatures with power 4 or greater, which means as long as you get this out and it's relatively late in the game, you're always drawing two cards a turn. Next, we've got Territorial Sightcat with Trample and Landfall. Whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, put a +1/+1 counter on Territorial Sightcat. Very good, just because you're always putting out lands in this deck, right? And also, it's just a relatively powerful card, because if you play it and then get 2 lands out, like, it builds up relatively quickly. Ashia's Soul of the Wild for 5. Ashia's Soul of the Wild's power and toughness are equal to the number of lands you control, which you wouldn't think would be that good, but non-token creatures you control are force in addition to their other types, right? So, its power and defense is equal to the amount of lands you have plus every single creature you control. And, in addition to that, you can tap all of your creatures, no matter what their abilities are, for green mana, which is insanely powerful. And next we've got Elder Gargaroth for 3 and 2 for 5 mana for 3 and 2 green. It's got Vigilance, Reach, Trample. Whenever Elder Gargaroth attacks or blocks, choose 1, create a 3/3 green beast creature token. You gain 3 life, or you draw a card. Amazing, because as I said before with Voracious Hydra, cards like this are so good just because they're very versatile. Like a 6/6 for 5 with Vigilance, Reach, and Trample would already be amazing. But if you're low on life, it's useful. If you just want to draw cards, useful. Or if they've got a large token army, you get an extra attacker every single time. Ironscale Hydra for 5. If a creature would deal combat damage to Iron Scale Hydra, prevent that damage and put a +1/+1 counter on Iron Scale Hydra, which is amazing because if they don't have a kill spell, they cannot take care of Iron Scale Hydra. They literally cannot do it. And if you have something like Aggressive Mammoth or Epic Proportions on it, the second it gets trample, it's so powerful because they can't chump block it anymore. I think that's the only problem with Iron Scale Hydra is they can chump block it if they want, but it's still just going to be getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Anyways, we've got Keeper of Fables for 5. Whenever one or more non-human creatures you control deals combat damage to a player, draw a card. That's great because I don't think there's a single human card in my deck. Even these are elves. So basically every single time you deal combat damage to your opponent, you draw a card for each and every one, which is amazing. We've got Gigantosaur. It's a 10/10 for 5. Nothing crazy. Usually you wouldn't put it in this deck, but I have a lot of ways of giving stuff trample. Plus, a 10/10 for 5 is never bad. You know what I mean? We've got Epic Proportions, which is for 6 flash, enchant creature. Enchanted creature gets +5/+5 and has trample, which is so great because you can make even small creatures big, or you give it to something like Iron Scale Hydra and it just crushes. Or you can just use it as a regular old utility and you're like, I want something to deal 5 more damage every single turn. It can do that. We've got also because it's got flash, it like if something like target creature gets -10/-10 until end of turn on like your Gigantosaur, you can flash this out onto Gigantosaur and kill them. Or you can use it to trick them, right? They're like, oh, he's only attacking me with my 1/1, I'll block with a 2/2, then you Epic Proportions onto it and you take him out. Next, we've got Aggressive Mammoth for 6 mana. It's got trample. Other creatures you control have trample, and it's an 8/8. Amazing card because it basically activates everything in the entire deck. Kogla, the Titan Ape, for 6. When Kogla, the Titan Ape, enters the battlefield, it fights one target creature you don't control. Whenever Kogla attacks, destroy target artifact or enchantment defending player controls. This is very good against white decks because you can take care of stuff like Pacifism pretty easily because it doesn't even have to connect, right? Like you always get the destroy artifact or enchantment. I don't think there's not a single human in this deck, so you don't use its second ability. But even without it, it's a 7/6 for 6 with amazing abilities. Rampaging Brontodon for 7. Whenever Rampaging Brontodon attacks, it gets +1/+1 until end of turn for each land you control. So even like, let's say you just play, let's say you have 2 Llanowar Royals out and you play Rampaging Brontodon, when it attacks, it's a 12/12. And that's on the low end, right? I've played games where I've had 12 lands out. That would make it a 19/19 with trample. It can get so powerful so quick. The rest of it's just basic land. I got some nice looking land, so I thought I'd put them to use, and that's how I built this deck. See you guys when the match starts. Peace. So, it appears we're going to be facing somebody called Squicken, which is a strange name. Now, here's the thing. I like this hand. I do. My only problem with it is we don't have any big creatures in it. I do think it makes up for it because we have Voracious Hydra, so we can use it if necessary. But I do have to say, the rest of it is an amazing hand. If we're able to pick up like a big creature, this is a primo hand, right? Because we've got the mana ramp, and we've got the Colossal Majesty for extra card draw. And check this out. Next turn, I'm going to have access to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana, 6 mana on turn 3. So turn 3, we're going to have 6 mana, which is ridiculous. Because I could play a 10/10 and something else if I really needed to. Oh my god, Aggressive Mammoth on turn 3. We have an 8/8 on turn 3, and we've got 3 other creatures to protect us. And we're at max life. This is so good, and it gives everything trample. Colossal Majesty, boom. Then we'll play Druid of the Kel. I think we're gonna have to say playing Voracious Hydra for next turn because Oh no, I accidentally put out Voracious Hydra. Because it has the ability to fight, and I don't think we're going to need it, but I think it's good to keep it in your hand if you don't really have a reason to play it. Right? Because I currently don't really have a reason to play Voracious Hydra. And I think if you don't have a reason to play it, it's definitely worth it to keep it in your hand, because it's so much better to get out an extra Druid of the Cal and the Colossal Majesty, just because you're going to get so much more value out of that. Alright, so they play in Root Snare, which is annoying. I hope they're not doing what I think they're doing, because if they are, it's going to be annoying. It might be Turbo Fog. Oh, they gave up. I mean, to be fair, if I faced an opponent who put out an 8-8 on turn 3, I'd give up pretty quickly as well. Let's jump into the next match. Peace. We're going to be facing Eclancer. We've got a good hand. We don't have any first turn mana ramps, though. I don't like that. But, yeah, we're going first, so this should be good. Ooh, it is dangerous, though, because aside from Coglin the Titanape, we don't have anything super concrete that we can do. We do have Colossal Majesty, which is very, very good, but we don't seem to be drawing really any ramp, which is going to mess us up because it's going to take us quite a few turns to get out Koglo. Because as you guys saw in the first game, if we've got the right ramp, you can get out a big creature on like turn 3 or 4. Okay, they don't seem to have any kill spells in this deck, which is very good. They also don't seem to be... They do have black, but it doesn't seem like Death Touch black, which is good. Ooh, I don't like them attacking, though. I think we're going to have to go for Territorial Sightcat for now, just because I don't think we're still quite a few turns away from being able to play Kolaghan or Brontodon. So I think it's way more useful if we play Territorial Sightcat, because it gains value. Colossal Majesty will just be sitting there. Plus, didn't even realize this, if we put out Territorial Sightcat, there's a chance that it could become big enough. Ugh. Damn it. I didn't want to have to just sacrifice Territorial Sightcat. That's annoying. I don't know why, but for some reason, like the past couple days, I've been only playing games against people. It seems like I've only been playing games against people who just have an infinite amount of kill spells, or just have kill spells right at the exact right time. Like, that wasn't a great use of a kill spell, but it was still super annoying. And usually you don't see a large amount of kill spells. Like, you might see a counter or two, and maybe 1 or 2 kill spells, but it seems like every game I'm facing somebody who's got a kill spell to kill the exact right thing. This is a very strange deck. I don't know what they're trying to do, because it doesn't seem like they're doing anything important. Maybe I'm missing something, but it seems like they're just playing creatures that don't do anything. I think we're going to take out Glimmerbell just because it's the only one with flying, and I don't really have very many creatures that can deal with flying. I don't even think I have any creatures with reach in here. Oh my god. Luckily we've got the Rampaging Brontodon, but I mean still, oh my god. Alright, yeah, damn it, we're gonna have to wait till next turn to play it. But that is annoying. We've got 2 Rampaging Brontodons, so as long as he's got like we can survive 1 more kill spell. But if he's got 2 kill spells in hand, then we're really screwed, because we just, unless we draw something really nice, we just don't have anything to deal with all of these kill spells. And we're taking way too much damage from Plague Crafter. It's like, it's not even that great of a card. We're just taking so much damage because he just keeps on killing everything good we put out. Okay, so we've got Rampaging Brontodon out. This is good because we're also going to be drawing extra cards from Colossal Majesty, which will give us a chance to fight back. And since we've got a couple forests out, and it's got Trample, we should be able to take him out, and he's not going to attack with Plague Crafter, obviously, because it's going to die. Ugh, this is difficult because we're on pretty low life, and I still don't really know what these... Ugh! Are you kidding me? How many kill spells does this man have? And now we're at 7 life. Alright. Let's play an extra forest. We'll play Rampaging Brontodon. Now, because of Elysian... whatever the hell this thing's called, since we're playing Rampaging Brontodon, it should buff this to where you can do 2 mana. Then we can play a Woodland Mystic. So we'll have extra mana out, and we'll have something to protect us from Plague Crafter. This is going to be annoying, because if they have another kill spell, there's like really nothing I can do. Another big problem is they keep killing it before it gets back to my turn, so I don't get any of the value of Colossal Majesty, because I've played it, and I've gotten out like quite a few big creatures, and I just have not gotten a single card draw of that. And usually you're getting like card draw after card draw. Oh my god, what is this dude's deal? Like, it wasn't a kill spell, but did he have to have an unsummon? Like, what does he have against Colossal Majesty? Why does he hate it so much? Oh my god. Yeah, we cannot afford to take that damage. I think we're just going to have to block with Woodland Mystic. And hope that we draw into something good, or at least he doesn't have another kill spell or an unsummon or something stupid. Alright, Forest. Let's play Rampage and Brontodon. This time we have 2 creatures untapped. Let's hope that we can just get to my next turn without him having another stupid unsummon or kill spell. We can protect ourselves from Playcrafter, but we're at a very, very low life total, so this is incredibly dangerous. I still don't know what his deck is supposed to do, because it just seems like it has not been doing anything, right, aside from just hitting me with Playcrafter. Ugh. Are you kidding me? We will get the draw of Colossal Majesty, but still, what is this dude's deal? As long as we can draw into something, we should be good. Okay, we drew Aggressive Behemoth. That's actually great. Alright. Alright, we've got this. He won't be able to attack with Playcrafter because it'll die. We won't lose any more guys. We're drawing 2 from Colossal Majesty because he didn't have a kill spell. He only had a Bubble Snare for Rampaging Brontodon. So it seems like the tide is turning, but if he has another kill spell or another trap or something stupid to disable my goddamn deck, I'm going to jump out of a frickin' window. Ugh. Alright. Are you kidding me? He's not dead, and I can still attack with him, and I'll kill his Playcrafter if he attacks. But seriously, what is this dude's deal? It's such a garbage... Like, I'm good... Oh, he doesn't even realize that I can still kill his Playcrafter. Oh, this frees me up so much now that I don't have to worry about Playcrafter. Oh! And we've got another Aggressive Mammoth and an Epic Proportions in hand. Sadly, that Wall of Ruin is gonna be annoying, but we've got Epic Proportions, so we can either buff this Aggressive Mammoth or this Aggressive Mammoth, or even like a Llanowar Elves or Elysian Caryatid, whatever the heck it's called. I am sad that they destroyed my one Kogla, the Titanate, because it would be able to deal with this Bubble Snare or this Tightening Coils, but it got kill spelled, so we didn't really have a chance. Alright, so he's playing... I need to know what this says. Degraph Colossus enters battlefield +1/+1 for each zombie card in your graveyard. Whenever you cast a zombie spell, create a tap 2/2 zombie creature token. Has he played any zombies yet? No. What is this deck of his? This is so garbage. Maybe he has some plans, but like, I'm about to deal a heck of a lot of damage unless he blocks. Because if he doesn't block, we're dealing 15 damage. He's down to 6 health next turn. So he pretty much has to block. Oh, he's blocking it, and I'm still doing 9 damage. Oh, he's not... Wait, is he blocking? This feels disgusting. But also, I don't care because his deck is so annoying. I say that where I have a deck where literally the entire point of the deck is to make them mulled until they quit, or grind them out with by destroying their creatures, and every time they play a creature, they take a damage. But the thing is, it would be less annoying if it was a great deck, right? Because if you're like, that sure killed me quickly, but I have respect for that deck, right? Like, he dealt damage to me with that deck, but it was like a beautiful deck. Oh, second person to concede in a row. That's what I'm talking about, boys. That's what I'm freaking talking about. Oh, yes. One more game, and then we outie. Peace. So we're going to be playing against B-Raiden Z. Either that's very, very weird initials, or it's some joke that I'm not getting. B-Raiden Z's nuts? Is it one of those, like, these nuts jokes? Maybe. Maybe I'm just crazy. Barbarian class. If you would roll 1 or more dice, Instead, roll that many dice plus 1 and ignore the lowest roll. That is scary because I have not played a lot with the new set, and it has a lot to deal with rolling dice. And so I'm not entirely sure what their deck's going to play with, and that makes your life a lot more difficult because it's hard to play around stuff that you don't know. But I played quite a bit of this game. I played quite a bit of this game, right? And I don't really know. I haven't really seen anything like this being super dangerous. So I don't actually know what the deal is, right? Because I haven't seen any decks that are really heavily focusing into this. Because either it could just be a very expensive deck to control, to like make, and nobody's willing to spend their wild cards on it, or it's just garbage. Ugh. I'm not entirely sure how I feel about this, right? Because whenever a creature enters the battlefield and you control that creature to get +2/+2 and haste until end of turn. That could be dangerous, but it doesn't seem to mesh with anything else in this deck. I might be crazy. I think we're going to have to attack with Territorial Sightcap, because even though I don't want to get rid of it, they might block with Ogre Battle Driver, and if they do, we'd have the advantage because they don't really have anything specialized, and if not, we're just getting 3 free damage off. So I think unless they, yeah, it doesn't seem like they can do anything, because unless they have a spell that costs 0, then I think we're good. Okay, this should be good, because I don't actually know if Ogre Battle Driver is good in any sense of the word, but it's always a good idea to take out your opponent's specialized stuff, because when you see something that's like, whenever this happens, do this, it's usually quite dangerous. Like in lifelink decks, the ones that are like, whenever a creature enters the battlefield, you gain 1 life. They're always the most dangerous creatures because they're just so much of a nightmare to deal with. Whenever World Shaper attacks, you may mill 3 cards. When World Shaper dies, return all land cards from your graveyard to the battlefield tapped. What is this deck? It is so incredibly garbage. Oh my god. Unless he's got some brilliant strategy that I don't see. This deck is trash. Like, absolutely, utterly garbage. I think we're... That Nisha's going to be annoying, but they don't have the mana to do anything with it. And they haven't even rolled any dice, so I don't know why they would have Barbarian class. And unless they level up to level 3, which would take an extra 5 mana, and the only thing they would even get then would just be creatures you control have haste. So that makes no sense. It seems like this is just a hobbled together deck of like everything that they could find, which makes no sense. I think we're gonna have to attack Nissa with the Rampaging Baratrodon, attack him with the aggressive. Actually, I think if we attack with both of them, I was gonna say the Nissa is more important to deal with, but I think we might actually be able to take him out if we. Yeah. GG. Yes, that Nissa is scary because it doubles the amount of mana they get from land, but it doesn't seem like they could really use it on anything, and they don't have that big of a hand, and I was pretty sure that I could kill them, so I figured it's better to take them out, right, than to just destroy their Nissa and prolong it an extra turn, because that gives them the chance to draw something that could take me out. Alright, I had a blast. Thanks guys for watching. If you enjoyed, hit the like button. If you want to see more, hit the subscribe button. Share it around, spread my channel if you want to help me out. Thanks. Peace.